In this video, we're going to do a complete overhaul on the Toyota Celica GT4's brake system. We're going to change out the pads and the discs. We're going to check to make sure the calipers aren't seized and that they actually work when we apply the brakes, and just do a complete overhaul on the braking system of my Toyota Celica. So let's get straight to it now. We're going to test if they operate and function as normal. So these spin round, so they are obviously not seized stuck. Let's check that with the rest of all of these now then. A bit stiff, but yes, it does spin. Once again, a bit stiff. And this final one, yeah, that also moves freely. Okay, so now that we have applied the brake with this piece of wood, because I'm by myself, wedged it into the back of the seat and then onto the pedal down there, we can then test if the brakes spin, which this one doesn't spin. So that suggests that that one is operating well. Moving on to the passenger side, it does still move. It's a bit stiff, but it does move. So suggesting that maybe it needs a bleed through the system or something's wrong with the caliper itself. And we have got the same problem on the passenger rear wheel. Yeah, we've got the same problem with both rear wheels. With the brake applied, the calipers still turning. So therefore, the brakes do need a bleed or something seized in the caliper, which would obviously then mean they need replacing. So I'm now going to see if the calipers are seized and whether or not they will wind back on themselves using this tool that I can wedge in the caliper and use to wind back. So I then know if it is seized or if it just needs bleeding again. Okay, so here we go. We've got the brake caliper. I've already removed the brake caliper bolts. I'm now going to pry it off with a pry bar and then wind it back with this G-clamp. Okay, so there's the caliper now off. We're going to get the G-clamp and fit it in. Right, here we go. So now working on this side. So yeah, as you can see there, the caliper is out a bit. Let me actually get a better zoom in shot of that. If you can see that well. So, as you can see now, that is in pretty much all the way now. It was still quite stiff, but at least it does wind back. Right, so we're now going to strip away the brakes so we can then get a wire wheel on here and just sort of refurbish the brakes. I've already got this caliper out the way, so yeah, we're just going to take off these caliper carriers with 17mm in here. So there we go. There's one of them. Put that on the side there with its bolts. Let's just line them up there nicely. And yeah, we can now actually take off the disc, but I'm gonna leave that on there. Calipers there. I'm debating whether or not to refurbish this one, the caliper as well, with a wire wheel. But I'm just not sure if that's worth it or not. Because to be fair, it probably would want painting and doing up like that so it doesn't rust again, which would be nice, but I'm not sure if we're going to do that just yet in the project or if that's something for later stages. But yeah, let's move on to the other side now. The front right and the front left both there. Now I'm going to move on to the rear of the car, which I'm going to do. I'm not sure if these are different size or what, but we'll soon find out. Okay, so we do, the POV recording stopped recording randomly. I'm not sure why, but we do now have all of the brake caliper carriers off now, which you can see. See, there's back one and the two front ones there. So yeah, although I've not got one of the back ones because one of the bolts has rusted, so it's really rusty and it's rounded itself off. So I'm just going to work on trying to get that out. And then I'll probably in the next clip show you me restoring these bits, restoring these brake things. So yeah, that's that. I'm going to get that bolt out and then I'll show you the next clip will probably be me restoring these brake caliper carriers on the Y wheel. So yeah. Right, we've got all the bits now there. Got the wire wheel. So we're just gonna clean everything up and yeah, show you how it goes. Okay, so I've just got these calipers all refurbished now, including these clips and the bolts and stuff. So they've all now been refurbished and looking in better condition, a lot less rusty. And I've cleaned up the sliders and the bolts. So that should be all good. I have also just got some new brake caliper bleed nipples to fit them on the car now. So I'll catch up with you when I've done that. There we go then. New bleed nipples in for the brake calipers. Yeah, I've put them in all around the car. So that's good. That's back to normal. I'm gonna bleed the system when we get the new discs and pads for this. And yeah, we can put everything back together and then the brakes would then be all done. So we just got the new brakes, as you can see. So yeah, let's fit these all to the car right now. Okay, so that's that done now. All we've got to do now is do the exact same thing to the other side of the car and to do the other rear brake. Okay, so we have now got the front brakes sorted on both sides of the car. However, I'm just waiting on the front brake pads because the ones we ordered were not the same part. So we're just waiting on them, and then we can fit them, and that'll be all good. Now on to the rear. Now with these rear brakes, the discs we brought didn't fit. Didn't fit on the brake shoes for the handbrake inside of the disc because the diameter was too small. However, after comparing the two, the actual discs itself, like the thickness of the disc, they were actually like the same size, and these also look in fairly good condition. Although they are slightly rusted over, there's no like score marks or stuff like that. Yeah, there's no score marks, there's no etches, there's no like damage to the brakes. So I just kept the old ones. But yeah, these have got the fresh pads. So yeah, the rear brakes are all built up. Okay, we're gonna put on these front brake pads. Let's do this. And there we go. Now the front brakes are all good. Well, at least this side's all good. Now we're gonna do the exact same thing to the other side of the car, which we'll move on to now. Okay, there we go. The brake pads, discs, brakes are all done now. Just need to bleed the whole system again now, just to make sure there's no air, the pressure's good, the brakes actually work, which is important, I suppose. Yeah, and then that would now be all done. Yeah, that's the brakes done. We should be able to get it moving now once we get this last part of the cooling system pipes that was leaking that should be sorted soon. So once we've got that done, then yeah, we're good to go. We can get the car moving. We can show you it. We can take it for a spin. Not on the road yet. It's not road legal. But we can take it for a drive round the yard and show you. And yeah, just see it moving would be incredible to see how far it's already came in like 3 months
of owning the car. And yeah, the stuff that we've done already, like the fuel tank, clean that out, getting it running at first was incredible. Yeah, whole spark plugs, all the servicing stuff is all done. And then this coolant leak that we're sorting out now. And yeah, it's just great to see the progress that we're already making on this car, and to then get it moving already is incredible. And I can't wait to show you more, to do more on the car, to see it moving, which hopefully you'll see in the next video that I upload. So thanks for watching this one. Subscribe and comment anything, any advice for the car, advice for YouTube. That would be much appreciated. Yeah, I'll see you in the next video.